People rarely talk about a change that happens after 60. Your eyes and brain start to slow down. I am not talking about disease, but about everyday struggles. Waking up with blurry vision that takes 10 minutes to clear. Walking into a room and forgetting why you went there. Looking at a screen and feeling your eyes burn after just a few minutes. This is real. It is more than simple aging, and it is not something you have to accept. Here is a finding that might surprise you. A study in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging reported that over 92% of adults over 65 are missing at least one key nutrient needed to repair the eyes and brain during sleep, not during the day but at night. So every night your body goes to work without what it needs to rebuild memory cells and refresh dry, tired eyes, and no one is talking about it. If this is your first time here, I am glad you are watching, and I encourage you to subscribe if you care about staying sharp and strong after 60. Today we are talking about juices, and not just any juices. We will look at 4 natural drinks that research now shows can help recharge your brain and vision while you sleep. No pills, just real foods blended the right way and taken at the right time. It sounds simple, and it is, but the effect can be powerful. I have seen patients go from memory lapses and screen fatigue to waking up rested, seeing more clearly, and remembering more simply by adding the right juice to their evening routine. Now I will walk you through what is happening inside your body and what these 4 juices can do for your brain and eyes at night. 1. Carrot juice. The first juice I want to highlight is also the one many people over 60 quietly overlook. If you asked me which simple drink seniors most often skip, I would point to carrot juice. Among natural beverages, it is one of the few that supports both your eyes and your thinking center, feeding the retina and the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for focus and memory. For vision, carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. This vitamin is essential for a healthy retina, especially the photoreceptor cells that let you see in low light. When vitamin A is lacking, those cells begin to deteriorate, leading to night blindness, blurry vision, and dry eyes, all common in older adults. Carrot juice also supplies lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids that protect the macula, the part of the eye that gives you sharp central vision. These compounds do more than slow damage. They help your eyes recover from oxidative stress after years of screen time and ultraviolet light. Now, consider the brain. Carrot juice is high in falcarinol, a plant compound that helps protect neuronal membranes and reduce inflammation in brain tissue. A study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience in 2021 reported that daily intake of a beta-carotene-rich juice improved working memory and cognitive recall in adults over 65, particularly in those showing early signs of cognitive decline. In one group from that study, participants who drank 250 milliliters of carrot juice every morning for 8 weeks saw a 13% improvement in visual recall tests compared with a placebo group. That might sound modest, but in everyday life, it can mean the difference between struggling to remember a neighbor's name and knowing where you left your keys. There is another important detail. The major nutrients in carrot juice are fat-soluble, so your body absorbs them best when you pair the juice with a healthy fat, such as a teaspoon of olive oil or a small handful of walnuts. If you want to make carrot juice a regular habit, here is a simple routine. Prepare it fresh in the morning using 2 to 3 medium carrots peeled and juiced. For extra flavor, add a slice of ginger or a squeeze of lemon for a boost of vitamin C. Most importantly, drink it with breakfast. A meal that includes healthy fat, even something as simple as a piece of whole grain toast topped with avocado, can increase how much of those nutrients your body uses. When you give your body that kind of fuel, your eyes wake up, your mind sharpens, and the day feels different. 2. Beet juice. The next drink is a deep red juice that may be even more powerful, especially if you often struggle with brain fog or poor circulation. It has a bold, earthy flavor and it acts quickly, so let us talk about beet juice. Most people over 60 do not think about blood flow when they notice memory problems or blurred sight. Yet without strong, steady circulation, your brain and eyes are deprived of the one thing they rely on to function and survive: oxygen. Beet juice helps restore that supply. Beets are naturally rich in dietary nitrates. After you drink beet juice, these nitrates are converted into nitric oxide, a signaling molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. This widening, called vasodilation, matters because as the vessels open, more oxygen-rich blood reaches your brain and your retina. That extra supply of oxygen and nutrients gives these tissues the fuel they need to repair themselves, especially during the night while you sleep. A clinical study published in the journal Nitric Oxide in 2020 found that adults over 60 who drank beet juice every day had significantly increased cerebral blood flow, particularly in the frontal lobe, the region responsible for attention, decision-making, and short-term memory. The same research reported that after just 4 weeks, those participants showed faster reaction times and better focus on cognitive tests compared with the control group. Your eyes benefit as well. Nitric oxide supports the vascular network of the retina and helps prevent microvascular damage that can contribute to age-related macular degeneration. Another study published in 2019 Inches, the Journal of Ocular Pharmacology and Therapeutics, confirmed that higher nitric oxide production from regular beet juice consumption helped maintain retinal thickness and reduce oxidative stress in aging subjects. What stands out about beet juice is how quickly it works. Unlike fat-soluble compounds that require more time to be absorbed, nitric oxide production from beet juice can begin within about 30 minutes of drinking. That can translate into sharper focus, better circulation, and clearer vision within the same day, although results will vary. If you have been feeling mentally sluggish, or if your eyes are tired, dull, or strained by mid-afternoon, this may be the natural support your body has been waiting for. Here is how I suggest drinking it. Take 1 medium raw beet, peel it, slice it, and juice it with a small apple or half an orange to balance the earthy taste. Have it in the afternoon between 2 and 4 o'clock, when most people feel their energy and mental clarity dip. You can pair it with a brisk walk to further boost blood flow, but even on its own, 1 glass a day can help your brain and eyes receive the oxygen-rich blood they desperately need. 3. Blueberry juice. Now let us shift to a very different kind of power, one that works deep inside your cells, repairing and protecting both neurons and retinal tissue. This is where a dark purple drink comes in, one that many people still ignore: blueberry juice. Some foods simply shield your body from further harm, while others actually help rebuild what time and aging have worn down. Blueberry juice does both at once. Blueberries are among the richest natural sources of anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that not only calm inflammation but also stimulate neurogenesis, the process of creating new brain cells. This is not just an interesting theory. A landmark study published in the Journals of Gerontology Series A in 2020 showed that older adults who drank wild blueberry juice every day for 12 weeks experienced clear gains in memory, recall, processing speed, and neural activity on MRI scans. Researchers linked these benefits to the ability of anthocyanins to cross the blood-brain barrier, lower oxidative stress in the hippocampus, and boost levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a protein that supports the survival and growth of brain cells. For the eyes, blueberry juice is just as impressive. Anthocyanins help protect retinal ganglion cells, the cells responsible for carrying visual information from the eye to the brain. A 2019 study in the journal Molecular Vision found that regular intake of blueberry extract preserved retinal structure in older test subjects, even when those tissues were exposed to oxidative damage. This is why blueberry juice is so valuable. It does more than slow down decline. It supports active cell repair in the very systems that keep your thinking sharp and your vision clear. One of my patients, Helen, 74, shared that reading had become a chore. The text on the page would blur and she felt mentally slower. She began drinking blueberry juice each evening. Within a few weeks, she was back to working on her crossword puzzles, focused, engaged, and smiling again. If you want to try this yourself, here is a simple approach. Use about 1 cup of fresh or frozen wild blueberries. Blend them with a bit of water or add half a banana if you prefer a thicker smoothie-like drink. Have it in the evening, roughly 90 minutes before bedtime. That timing lines up with the period when your brain begins its nightly repair cycle, allowing these nutrients to get to work while you sleep. Blueberry juice will not transform everything in a single night, but when you consistently give your brain and eyes the right building blocks, they respond. They repair, they strengthen, and they can recover function even after many years of strain and wear. 4. Spinach juice. For the final juice, we come to one of the most unexpected heroes. It is green, unassuming, and yet may be one of the most powerful allies for an aging brain and tired eye: spinach juice. Spinach is easily one of the most overlooked foods for cognitive and visual health, and turning it into juice allows you to tap into its full strength. Spinach is packed with lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that actually accumulate in the macula, the central zone of your retina that gives you sharp, detailed sight. As the years pass, levels of these protective pigments drop. When that happens, the macula becomes more exposed to oxidative stress, ultraviolet light, and inflammation, the underlying drivers of blurry vision and macular degeneration. Spinach juice does more than shield the eye. It helps support functional repair. A 2020 study in the journal Nutrients reported that higher blood levels of lutein and zeaxanthin from leafy greens were directly linked to better contrast sensitivity and faster visual processing, particularly in older adults. In everyday language, your vision becomes clearer and your brain interprets what you see more quickly. Now consider what spinach does for your brain. It is rich in folate A-B vitamin, crucial for producing neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals that regulate mood, motivation, and focus. Just as important, folate helps control homocysteine, a compound that, when elevated, is toxic to brain cells and strongly associated with cognitive decline. In 2018, a randomized trial in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults with low folate levels performed worse on memory and attention tests. When folate levels were restored through diet, their cognitive scores improved in a measurable way. Spinach also supplies vitamin K, which supports the stability of brain cell membranes and contributes to the formation of myelin, the insulating sheath around neurons that allows signals to travel more quickly. What makes spinach juice stand out is its synergistic mix, a finely tuned combination of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory agents, and key vitamins that work together to protect, nourish, and even reawaken dormant neural pathways. There is, however, one important caveat. Spinach contains oxalates, which can interfere with calcium absorption and may be problematic in large quantities for people with kidney issues. That is why moderation is essential. Here is how I suggest using it. Take one large handful of raw spinach and juice it with a green apple or half a cucumber to soften the flavor. Prepare it fresh and drink it in the mid-morning or just before lunch, when your body can absorb its nutrients fully without competing with a heavy meal. Even a small glass can bring a noticeable surge of clarity, both in how you see and how you think. Now that we have gone through all 4 juices, you can see that each one targets a different system in your body. Yet together, they create a powerful natural approach to supporting your brain and eyes as you grow older. The next step is to turn this knowledge into a simple daily routine, the same kind of plan I use with my own patients. It is straightforward, gentle on digestion, and designed to be effective even if you are starting later in life. The idea is not to fight your body's rhythm, but to cooperate with it. Your brain and eyes carry out most of their repair work while you are asleep, but they also have periods of heightened activity during the day, especially in the morning and late afternoon. Your goal is to time each juice so it reinforces these natural peaks. Begin your morning with carrot juice. Have it shortly after waking. This is when it can give your retina a fresh supply of vitamin A and carotenoids, helping your vision reset and sharpen for the day ahead. If you take medications early in the day, simply drink the carrot juice after your first light meal. Your next key window is early afternoon, generally between 2 and 4 o'clock. This is the ideal time for beet juice. That is when many people notice a slump in energy and slower thinking, often because circulation dips. A small glass of beet juice during this period can restore mental alertness and enhance blood flow right when your brain is asking for more support. In the evening, about 90 minutes before you go to bed, reach for blueberry juice. At that point, you are preparing your body for sleep, and this juice helps switch on antioxidant defenses in the brain, increases BDNF, and shields the delicate nerve fibers in your retina during the hours when deep repair takes place. So where does spinach juice come in? Spinach works best earlier in the day, around mid-morning or alongside lunch. The folate, vitamin K, and lutein it provide support neurotransmitter balance and macular repair, and they are absorbed more effectively when your stomach is not completely empty, but not overloaded either. You do not have to drink all 4 juices every single day. You can cycle them. 2 juices a day is more than enough, or you can concentrate on 1 juice for an entire week and then switch to another. What truly matters is staying consistent, not being perfect. These drinks are not miracle cures. They are tools. Over time, they begin to restore the small internal systems that modern living wears down: the fragile blood vessels, feeding your retina, the communication pathways between neurons, the memory circuits dulled by stress, inflammation, or simply the passing years. You may not notice a dramatic change after the first day, but keep at it, because real healing does not happen in one night. It happens when you choose to support your body steadily day after day in small but intentional ways. If you are quietly wondering whether you have waited too long, I will address that in the next part. No matter how old you are or how long your vision or memory has been declining, there is still a way forward. I want to show you what that path can look like.